Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another collab as a part of our Facebook group V Loves Collab. This one is being headed up by Celeste Divine. I'm going to leave a link to her page as well as a playlist for all the other people that are participating in the description box. So make sure you go check them out. Today's collab is one that I'm excited about. I get to talk about my favorite high school movies. I went to high school from 95 to 98. So it's 90s movies, which we all know is a wonderful, wonderful decade for everything. But, well, maybe not fashion. No, well, maybe not fashion. Anyway, we know there were lots of great movies that came out. I'm gonna give you a couple from each year I was in high school. So let me know what you guys think down below when we're done. So the first movie I want to talk about in 1995 is a given. Friday, starring Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. When I say I knew this movie word for word, backwards and forward, everybody did. Everybody knew this movie, at least where I grew up. It's iconic. It's still hilarious to this day. I don't think my kids have seen it, but if they had, I wouldn't be mad about it. I feel like everybody needs to see that movie. Next movie from 1995 is Bad Boys. Yes, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Some of the greatest comedic scenes in this movie. We got sequels, Bad Boys 2 and 3 out of it. I'm still waiting for the next one. There's been talks. Nobody's put their mouth where their money where their mouth, how's it go? They haven't made the movie yet. So we're still waiting. Hopefully it comes along. And last movie for 1995 is horror thriller 7 with Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt. I mean, really an all-star cast. That movie was so clever and well done, and the twist at the end was one for the history books. I enjoy scary movies anyway, and Lord knows I love to look at Brad Pitt. That movie was everything for me. So, I don't know who could possibly not have seen it by now, unless you don't like scary movies. But if you enjoy them even in the least, that's one that you have to check out. Alright, moving on to 1996. Will Smith's second appearance on my list in Independence Day. This was a great movie for so many reasons. I love Will Smith. I still love Vivica Fox despite recent years. And I love Jeff Goldblum. The movie was awesome. I mean, I'm not a sci-fi person, but any type of end of the world deal, I'm there. And this movie delivered. I didn't go see the sequel. I heard it was a little disappointing. I usually try to form my own opinion, but until I see it at Redbox, I won't be seeing it. Next for 1996, Richard Gere and Edward Norton in Primal Fear. Baby, this is another one of those movies to where you're watching it and you're like, ooh, you know, this is good, and you get to the end? What? I mean, in 1996, I was 16 years old. I've never been one to try to guess the end of a movie before, you know, that time comes. But man, when I say it caught me off guard, that is a good movie. If you have not seen Primal Fear, like I said, Ed Norton, and this was this the first movie I saw him in? I think it's the first one, at least that I remember. Go watch it, Primal Fear. It's awesome. Quick rundown, it's about an altar boy accused of killing a priest, and he's in jail the whole time. And that's all you're getting out of me. You're not getting anything else. Go watch the movie. And we cannot leave the year 1996 without talking about A Time to Kill. Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey. I read the book, and this is one of those where I usually don't think that books live up to, or movies live up to good books. This movie was great. Samuel L. Jackson is in everything, but this was my favorite movie of his. It's emotional, it touches on subjects that are hard to talk about. You know, I wasn't alive when stuff like that was really going, well, let's not say that. I can imagine as a parent my response to a situation like that. If you haven't seen Time to Kill, go check it out. Moving on to 1997. 1997, I don't think it really lived up to 95 and 96 as far as movies, not in my opinion, but I did have a couple faves. First one was The Devil's Advocate. Love Keanu Reeves, will still watch anything that he puts out to this day. Even if I don't understand it, I still give it a shot. This movie with Al Pacino was just so dark and twisted, and Al Pacino really did scare the shit out of me. Once again, if you like thrillers, some people don't like talking about the devil and this, that, and the other. This movie had a very interesting twist on it, so I recommend it. One of my favorites. Next we have Face Off. John Travolta, Nicolas Cage. I like John Travolta. I always have. I grew up on Grease. So when he switched over into dramatic acting, I've always watched everything he was in. Nicolas Cage, for me, is hit or miss, but you can't deny the man's talent. Sometimes he goes a little overboard, and sometimes he doesn't do too well with picking projects. But Face Off was entertaining from beginning to end. It kept you on the edge of your seat. I highly recommend it. Last for 1997 is another scary movie, or thriller should I say, Kiss the Girls, with Morgan Freeman again and Miss Ashley Judd. It's another one of those movies with a twist. I think if you get me on one frame of mind going through the whole movie and then you flip it on me, I love surprises in movies. I love those plot twists. Kiss the Girls definitely has that. And I don't want to sound morbid or anything, but I like dark thrillers like that. I like reading books like that. Don't want to experience it. I'm not a seeker of that, which is why I get my entertainment through movies. But yeah, I like movies like that. So Kiss the Girl is definitely up high on my list of movies. And last, we're going to jump into 1998, one of my favorite years. I graduated from high school, you know, turned 18, all that good stuff. So 98, all the way. First one is Edward Norton's second appearance on my list, and the movie that solidified in my mind that he was one of the greatest actors of our time. I wish I saw him in more stuff now. I think he's gone more into behind the scenes a little bit. I know he's still acting, but I think he's doing some producing, directing, and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm talking about American History X. That's another one of those movies that you will get so angry, but it's so well done. And you get so invested in the characters. You can't choose whether you love them or you hate them. You're rooting for them, but you want them to get punched in the face at the same time. One of the most graphic curb check scenes ever. Not for the faint of heart, definitely not for children, but that's a good movie. Next, we're gonna finally get back to a comedy on the list, and that is Rush Hour. I know, Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, The Odd Couple, slapstick comedy, but it was hilarious. It's so nostalgic for me now that I'll watch it whenever it's on. I miss Chris Tucker. I wish he had, you know, stayed with us. You know, he's not dead or anything, but I wish he had, you know, kept acting a little more, you know. Like, sometimes Hollywood doesn't sit well with people. And Jackie Chan, he, you know, eventually he had to sit down somewhere or he was gonna just fall apart. But you cannot deny the talent of either actors. Whether or not you think it's like the most cinematic, a masterpiece ever created. No, nobody's arguing that. But God, it was a great movie. It was so funny. And it's one of those that makes me miss being a kid. And last on my list, one of my favorite movies with one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack, starring Bruce Willis, Liv Tyler, what's that big head guy's name? Ben Affleck. Armageddon. To this day, that movie makes me bawl. When they're standing there and Ben Affleck's character is supposed to be the one to go, you know, set off the bomb in the meteor or whatever it is, and Bruce Willis like flips around and closes the door and he's yelling through that. He's like, I love you, don't do this, don't do it. Oh my God, I'll cry just thinking about it. So good, so good. And my favorite song, don't wanna close my eyes, don't wanna fall asleep cause I'm, yes, yes. That is one of my favorite songs. And no, I'm not a rock, but that song transcends all of it. Transcends your preference of genre. That song is awesome, and it hits you in the feels. Alright, so that's my list of favorite high school movies. Yeah, I gave you 3 from each year because, to be honest, the 90s was the bomb, and I couldn't pick 4. I couldn't pick 2. I had to pick a lot, and I will still watch all of them to this day. They're probably all downstairs. And I couldn't mention some of my favorites from the 90s, like Poetic Justice and Boys in the Hood and Jason's Lyric and Sister Act with Lauryn Hill. Couldn't pick those. Those all came out in like 91 through 93. 90s was awesome for movies. Anyway, like I said in the beginning, please don't forget to check out the playlist with the other videos about favorite high school movies. That's going to be in my description box. I'm sure there are going to be some great videos in there, and it's going to bring up some movies that are going to touch your heart and bring back some great memories. Don't forget to like, share, comment your favorite high school movies down below. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.